Your greatest ally is you. The power of talking to yourself. Introduction. Imagine having a best friend who's always there, cheering you on, guiding you through tough times, reminding you of your strengths, and pushing you to keep going even on the hardest days. What if I told you that this friend could be you? Self-talk isn't just the idle chatter in our heads. It's a powerful tool that shapes our confidence, decisions, and resilience. Imagine facing challenges and knowing exactly what to say to yourself to stay focused, calm, and strong. As the famous quote goes, your greatest power is to be the hero of your own life story. Today, we're exploring the life-changing practice of talking to yourself, not as a critic, but as an ally, a mentor, and a constant source of support. By the end of this journey, you'll see why the way you talk to yourself can be the key to unlocking your potential, mastering your emotions, and building an unbreakable sense of self-worth. Let's get started. Lesson 1. Embrace self-talk as a powerful tool. Self-talk, the conversations we have within our minds, is an immensely powerful yet often underappreciated tool in our personal growth toolkit. When we engage in self-talk, we're not merely narrating our thoughts or providing inner commentary, we're actively shaping our thoughts, beliefs, and, ultimately, our actions. For many, self-talk remains in the background, dismissed as just the mental chatter that fills their minds. But in truth, this inner dialogue has the power to influence every aspect of our lives, from our motivation levels and emotional resilience to the way we approach challenges and make decisions. At its core, self-talk is about more than simply hyping ourselves up when we need a boost. While positive self-talk can be an incredible motivator, self-talk has a deeper role as a tool for setting clear intentions, making choices, and bolstering our mental resilience. When you view self-talk not as idle thoughts, but as deliberate mental conversations, it can transform your approach to life. Consider how an athlete might use self-talk to stay focused. A student might reassure themselves during a challenging exam, or an entrepreneur might encourage themselves to take risks. In each of these scenarios, self-talk acts as an internal support system that empowers the individual to keep pushing forward, even when they face obstacles or doubts. One of the most profound shifts that comes from embracing self-talk as a powerful tool is moving from a place of self-criticism to one of self-compassion. Many people experience their inner dialogue as a critic, constantly highlighting perceived flaws or failures. But when you consciously embrace self-talk as a supportive tool, you can replace those self-defeating thoughts with constructive ones that encourage growth. This shift is not about ignoring challenges or becoming complacent. Rather, it's about recognizing that the way you speak to yourself shapes your perception of those challenges and influences your approach to overcoming them. Instead of thinking, "I'll never be good enough," imagine reframing that thought to, "I may not be there yet, but I'm making progress every day." This subtle shift in language can transform self-doubt into determination, empowering you to keep going even when things get tough. Self-talk also serves as an internal compass, guiding you through life with clarity and intention. Just as a compass keeps travelers oriented toward their destination, constructive self-talk keeps you focused on your goals and aligned with your values. By intentionally framing your inner dialogue to reflect what truly matters to you, self-talk becomes a powerful motivator, gently reminding you why you're on your journey. For example, if you're trying to cultivate a healthier lifestyle, consistent self-talk that reinforces your goals, such as saying, "I am making choices that align with my health and well-being," serves as a reminder to stay on track, even when temptations or doubts arise. With each supportive statement, self-talk helps you reaffirm your commitment to yourself and your goals, providing the guidance you need to make decisions aligned with your values. In addition to motivation and guidance, self-talk significantly strengthens mental resilience. Life is filled with unexpected events and challenges, and how we react to them often determines our long-term success and happiness. A person who engages in negative self-talk may easily become discouraged or give up in the face of adversity, while someone who has embraced supportive self-talk is more likely to view setbacks as opportunities for growth. Think of self-talk as your personal coach, one that motivates you to keep going despite the odds. By fostering a resilient mindset through self-talk, you can face life's challenges with greater composure and adaptability. Recognizing self-talk as a powerful tool allows you to tap into a continuous source of motivation, insight, and resilience that remains with you regardless of external circumstances. Rather than waiting for encouragement from others, you become your own unwavering source of support. This shift toward intentional self-talk means you're less reliant on validation from the outside world and more attuned to your own voice, which can empower you to achieve a deeper sense of inner strength and confidence. Self-talk is not just background noise, it is a powerful ally that can guide, support, and motivate you on your journey. By embracing self-talk as a purposeful tool rather than dismissing it as idle thoughts or self-criticism, you open the door to a more constructive, resilient mindset. When you learn to consciously engage in positive self-talk, you'll find that this inner dialogue truly acts as your compass, helping you navigate life's challenges with determination and clarity, ultimately transforming your relationship with yourself in profound and meaningful ways. Lesson 2. Shift from critic to coach. In our everyday lives, it's all too easy to become our own worst critics, focusing on every perceived mistake, flaw, or shortcoming. Many of us have an inner dialogue that nitpicks every decision, replays our past mistakes, or undermines our self-worth with negative self-judgment. While self-reflection is valuable, a constant critical voice can be damaging, leaving us feeling discouraged, doubtful, or even hopeless. To truly harness the power of self-talk, it's essential to shift this inner dialogue from that of a critic to that of a coach, one that encourages, supports, and helps us grow. Imagine how a coach treats a player. They observe mistakes but don't dwell on them. Instead, they offer guidance on how to improve, highlight strengths, and motivate the player to keep moving forward, especially during tough times. By turning your self-talk into a coaching tool, you begin to treat yourself with the same compassion and encouragement. Instead of berating yourself for every minor slip-up, you can develop a habit of constructive feedback. This involves shifting statements like, "I always mess things up," to "What can I learn from this experience to do better next time?" With this approach, you transform failures into learning opportunities and build a mindset that is focused on growth rather than perfection. Changing your self-talk from critical to constructive can also have a profound effect on your self-confidence. Negative self-talk often undermines your confidence by highlighting weaknesses or insecurities. When you adopt the voice of a coach, however, you begin to focus on strengths, achievements, and progress. Instead of thinking, "I'm not good at this," try reframing it as, "I'm still learning, and each step is progress." By focusing on your potential and recognizing the effort you put into your goals, you create an environment of self-support that fosters self-belief and resilience. This shift in self-talk is not about ignoring areas for improvement, but rather about fostering a growth mindset, a way of thinking that sees challenges as opportunities to learn and improve. Research shows that individuals with a growth mindset are more likely to achieve success and feel fulfilled, as they are motivated by learning rather than fearing failure. Imagine you've encountered a setback at work, such as missing a deadline. A critical self-talk approach might say, "I'm so disorganized, I'll never be able to manage my time effectively." In contrast, a coaching approach would say, "This was a tough setback, but what strategies can I use next time to stay on top of my deadlines?" This mindset allows you to build confidence as you focus on solutions rather than feeling trapped by self-doubt. Becoming your own coach through positive self-talk enhances your emotional resilience, especially when facing challenges or criticism from others. Instead of letting harsh words or difficult situations chip away at your self-worth, you can use your internal coaching voice to remind yourself of your strengths and abilities. For instance, if you receive unexpected criticism, rather than internalizing it as a reflection of your value, you can coach yourself through it by asking, "Is there anything constructive I can take from this? If not, how can I let it go and focus on my goals?" This practice of coaching yourself through criticism not only protects your emotional well-being, but also helps you grow by reinforcing your commitment to self-improvement. Shifting from critic to coach in your self-talk is about creating an internal support system that motivates you, guides you through challenges, and helps you see the best in yourself. When you speak to yourself like a coach, you cultivate a mindset that's solution-focused and compassionate. Instead of seeing only the flaws, you recognize your potential and continuously encourage yourself to make the most of it. By replacing self-criticism with constructive self-guidance, you become a powerful ally in your own journey, armed with a positive mindset that makes growth and resilience possible. Lesson 3. Use affirmations to reinforce positive beliefs. Affirmations are short, powerful statements that remind you of your potential, reinforce positive beliefs, and guide you toward the person you want to become. Though they may seem simple, affirmations can significantly impact your mindset and self-image, especially when practiced consistently. Many people think of affirmations as mere feel-good statements, but in reality, they are tools for rewiring your brain to focus on your strengths, possibilities, and goals. When used correctly, affirmations can help you break free from self-limiting beliefs and build a mindset that's centered around growth, resilience, and self-compassion. Affirmations work because of a concept in psychology known as neuroplasticity, which refers to the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. When you repeatedly affirm something positive about yourself, like, "I am capable," "I am worthy," or "I am resilient," your brain starts to internalize these beliefs. This repeated practice rewires the neural pathways associated with self-worth and positivity, making it easier for your brain to believe these statements over time. Just as habits are formed through repetition, so are beliefs, and affirmations allow you to cultivate a positive mindset through consistent reinforcement. Creating effective affirmations begins with understanding your current beliefs and identifying areas where you want to grow. For example, if you struggle with confidence, affirmations like, "I am confident in my abilities," or "I face challenges with courage and resilience," can be powerful tools for gradually shifting your mindset. The key is to use affirmations that resonate with you personally and to phrase them in the present tense, as if they are already true. This approach helps your mind embrace these statements as a reality rather than as a distant goal. Affirmations are especially powerful when combined with visualization. As you repeat an affirmation, visualize yourself embodying that quality. Imagine how it feels to be confident, resilient, or capable, and picture yourself taking actions that align with that belief. For example, if you are affirming, "I am capable of achieving my goals," imagine yourself completing tasks successfully, receiving recognition, or feeling proud of your accomplishments. Visualization amplifies the effects of affirmations by helping your brain experience the emotions associated with that belief, making it feel more real and achievable. Consistency is crucial for affirmations to be effective. While saying an affirmation once may provide a brief moment of positivity, it is the daily repetition that solidifies these beliefs in your subconscious mind. Consider making affirmations a part of your morning routine, writing them down in a journal, or even setting reminders on your phone. Over time, these statements become ingrained, gradually replacing any self-doubt or negative beliefs with a more positive, empowered self-perception. Remember, affirmations are not just about wishful thinking. They are a practice that requires commitment, patience, and faith in your ability to grow. For those moments when negative thoughts try to creep back in, affirmations can serve as a quick reset button. If you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," counter it immediately with an affirmation like, "I am continuously improving and becoming the best version of myself." This act of replacing negative thoughts with positive affirmations is a powerful way to regain control over your mindset and to prevent self-doubt from taking hold. Affirmations also foster self-compassion, encouraging you to focus on progress rather than perfection. They remind you that you're worthy of kindness and understanding from yourself, even if you make mistakes or face setbacks. An affirmation such as, "I am kind to myself in times of struggle," can provide comfort and reassurance, allowing you to handle challenges with more grace and less self-judgment. Affirmations are a transformative tool for reinforcing positive beliefs and cultivating a strong sense of self-worth. They remind you daily of your capabilities, helping you to develop a mindset that's focused on growth, resilience, and self-compassion. By embracing affirmations, you empower yourself to move through life with confidence and clarity, knowing that your greatest ally is within you. Lesson 4. Talk yourself through challenges. When life throws obstacles your way, the way you talk to yourself can make the difference between feeling defeated and finding the strength to push forward. Talking yourself through challenges is a powerful strategy, one that enables you to navigate difficulties with resilience and clarity. In challenging times, self-talk becomes a lifeline, an internal coach encouraging you to break down complex problems, identify solutions, and move forward with purpose. Rather than letting a setback overwhelm you, practicing supportive self-talk allows you to become your own anchor in turbulent situations. Imagine you're facing a significant work project or a personal issue that seems daunting. The natural response might be to feel stressed or anxious, with thoughts like, "This is too much, I can't handle it." When you reframe these thoughts into supportive self-talk, such as, "I've faced hard things before and I've always found a way through," or "One step at a time, I'll tackle this," you not only reduce immediate stress, but also begin to approach the challenge methodically. This type of self-talk not only shifts your focus from fear to action, but also gives you the confidence to take things one manageable step at a time. Self-talk can also help you identify practical steps to address the challenge. Breaking down a big task into smaller, achievable parts can make it feel less overwhelming. For example, if you're stressed about an upcoming presentation, talking yourself through the process might sound like, "First, I'll organize my main points, then I'll rehearse each section. I don't need to be perfect, I just need to give it my best." This kind of dialogue keeps your thoughts clear and focused, turning a potentially overwhelming situation into one you can handle through preparation and consistency. Supportive self-talk during challenges helps you shift from a reactive to a proactive mindset. Rather than reacting with fear or frustration, you start to approach obstacles as opportunities to grow and learn. This approach not only reduces anxiety, but also makes you more adaptable, as you begin to see challenges as part of the journey rather than as roadblocks. For example, if you're dealing with a personal setback like a failed exam or a missed opportunity, you might say, "This is hard, but I can learn from this and come back stronger." With this type of self-talk, you embrace challenges with resilience, viewing each setback as a stepping stone toward growth. Talking yourself through challenges also strengthens your mental resilience. Life rarely goes as planned, and setbacks are inevitable, but self-talk can act as a stabilizing force during these times. By acknowledging your emotions, whether frustration, disappointment, or fear, and then reframing them into actionable thoughts, you remind yourself that every challenge is temporary. For instance, if you're facing an unexpected health issue, you might remind yourself, "I am going through a difficult time, but I am resilient. I'll focus on what I can do today, one step at a time." This dialogue not only validates your experience, but also encourages you to keep moving forward with a steady mind. Positive self-talk can even help you uncover hidden strengths. During challenges, you may discover resilience, patience, or creativity that you didn't know you possessed. By talking yourself through a problem, you start to build confidence in your ability to handle adversity. Over time, this practice reinforces a strong sense of self-belief, which becomes an asset you can rely on whenever new challenges arise. When you remind yourself, "I've overcome things like this before, and I'll do it again," you tap into an inner strength that reinforces your ability to adapt and persevere. Supportive self-talk during challenges enables you to maintain a sense of perspective. When we're in the thick of a difficult situation, it's easy to feel like it will last forever or define us. But by speaking to yourself in a calming, encouraging manner, you remind yourself that this moment is only a part of your journey, not the entirety of it. This perspective keeps you grounded and helps prevent overwhelming emotions from clouding your judgment. Talking yourself through challenges is about guiding yourself with compassion and determination. By breaking down obstacles, reframing setbacks, and reminding yourself of your strengths, you turn challenges into opportunities for growth and resilience. Self-talk becomes a tool that not only supports you through difficult moments, but also empowers you to emerge from them stronger and more self-assured. Lesson 5. Practice self-compassion. When you fail, failure is an inevitable part of life, yet how we respond to it can shape our journey in profound ways. Many people react to failure with harsh self-criticism, seeing it as a sign of inadequacy or weakness. But a compassionate approach to self-talk can transform failure from something painful into a valuable opportunity for growth and learning. Practicing self-compassion during these moments enables you to respond with kindness and understanding, giving yourself the grace to accept setbacks without letting them define your self-worth. Self-compassion means treating yourself as you would a close friend who is going through a difficult time. Think about it. If a friend came to you upset about a failure, would you criticize them, or would you offer encouragement and support? Practicing self-compassion involves applying this same kindness to yourself. When you experience a setback, instead of thinking, "I always mess things up," try saying, "This was hard and I'm feeling disappointed, but I can learn from this experience." This shift from harsh criticism to gentle acceptance allows you to process the failure without adding layers of shame or guilt. Self-compassionate self-talk helps you to see failure in a new light. Rather than viewing it as a dead end, self-compassion allows you to reframe failure as a stepping stone on the path to growth. A mistake or setback doesn't mean that you are incapable. It simply means there's more to learn. For example, if you didn't perform well on a work project, rather than saying, "I'm just not good enough," try, "I struggled with this, but it's an opportunity to improve. Next time, I'll prepare differently. This kind of supportive self-talk encourages you to treat each failure as a lesson, turning it into a source of empowerment rather than self-doubt. Incorporating self-compassion in your self-talk also fosters resilience, helping you bounce back from failure more quickly. When you criticize yourself harshly, it can be easy to spiral into self-doubt, which can make it harder to move forward. In contrast, compassionate self-talk acknowledges the difficulty of the situation while gently encouraging you to keep going. Saying things like, "This was a setback, but it doesn't define me," or "I'll take a moment to rest, then try again," helps you process the experience and refocus on your goals. Self-compassion gives you the mental space to pause, learn, and re-energize, so that you can approach the next challenge with renewed determination. Self-compassionate self-talk also helps you build a positive relationship with yourself. When you habitually respond to failure with kindness, you cultivate a sense of self-acceptance that doesn't depend on constant success. This acceptance fosters a deep-seated confidence, where your self-worth is not tied to external outcomes or achievements. You begin to realize that mistakes are just a part of the journey, not a reflection of who you are as a person. By reminding yourself, "I am worthy of respect and kindness, no matter the outcome," you strengthen your sense of self and build an inner foundation that isn't shaken by occasional setbacks. Practicing self-compassion when you fail helps you develop a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. People with a growth mindset see failure as a natural part of the learning process and are more likely to persist despite setbacks. By using self-compassionate self-talk, such as, "This is challenging, but I can improve with time and effort," you reinforce this mindset, making it easier to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth rather than threats to your self-esteem. Self-compassionate self-talk helps you maintain perspective, allowing you to see failure as a temporary setback rather than a permanent reflection of your abilities. When faced with a challenge, you might say, "This didn't go as planned, but it's only one moment in my journey." This perspective keeps you grounded and reminds you that failure is a part of the process of growth, not a verdict on your potential. In turn, this outlook helps you stay resilient and keeps you motivated to pursue your goals with renewed energy. Practicing self-compassion when you fail is a powerful way to turn setbacks into opportunities for growth, resilience, and self-acceptance. By speaking to yourself with kindness and understanding, you create an internal environment where failure doesn't derail you, but instead propels you forward with greater wisdom and strength. Self-compassionate self-talk not only helps you bounce back from failure, but also fosters a sense of self-worth that is independent of your achievements, giving you the courage to keep moving forward on your journey. Lesson 6. Use self-talk to set intentions and goals. Self-talk isn't only a tool for navigating challenges or building self-compassion. It's also a powerful method for setting clear intentions and goals. Intentional self-talk acts as an internal guide, helping you prioritize what truly matters and giving you a sense of purpose as you move through your day. By consciously articulating your goals and desires through self-talk, you create a mental roadmap that keeps you focused and aligned with your values. Setting intentions through self-talk starts with clarity. Instead of simply reacting to whatever comes your way, you can begin each day by speaking directly to yourself about your intentions. For example, you might say, "Today I will approach my work with focus and determination," or "I intend to listen to others with patience and empathy." These statements set the tone for your day, grounding you in your values and priorities. When you begin with this type of intentional self-talk, you are actively choosing your mindset and actions, which increases the likelihood that you will follow through with purpose. Self-talk also helps break down larger goals into manageable steps, making them feel more achievable and less overwhelming. Let's say you have a big project that you want to complete over the next few months. Instead of feeling daunted by the end goal, you can use self-talk to outline smaller, actionable steps. Today, I'll spend an hour researching, or I'll complete this section by the end of the week. This approach keeps you focused on immediate actions rather than fixating on the entirety of the task, allowing you to make steady progress without becoming discouraged. One powerful benefit of self-talk for goal setting is that it keeps you accountable to yourself. When you articulate your goals and intentions out loud or in your mind, it solidifies your commitment. Saying, "I will dedicate 30 minutes each day to my health and fitness," reinforces your resolve and creates a sense of responsibility to yourself. This accountability is an important motivator, as it reminds you that you are making a promise to yourself, and that following through is a way to honor your own goals and well-being. Setting intentions through self-talk keeps you adaptable and focused in a world full of distractions. By regularly reminding yourself of your goals, you can more easily avoid distractions or activities that don't align with your intentions. For instance, if you set the intention to prioritize time with family in the evenings, self-talk can help you stay mindful of that commitment even when other obligations come up. If you catch yourself drifting away from your goal, you might say, "I'm choosing to set this aside for now because my family time is a priority." This type of self-talk helps you stay aligned with your values, creating a sense of consistency and integrity in your daily life. Another advantage of using self-talk for goal setting is that it builds resilience and adaptability. Not every day will go as planned, and setbacks are a natural part of any journey. When things don't go as expected, intentional self-talk allows you to recalibrate without losing sight of the bigger picture. For example, if you didn't meet a daily target, you can say, "Today didn't go as planned, but tomorrow I'll focus on getting back on track." This positive redirection prevents frustration from derailing you and helps you maintain momentum, even when things get challenging. Intentional self-talk also nurtures patience and persistence by reminding you of the long-term journey rather than only immediate results. When you set big goals, progress can sometimes feel slow or uncertain. In those moments, self-talk like, "Each small step is bringing me closer to my goal," can provide encouragement to keep going. By reminding yourself that each action, no matter how small, contributes to your overall success, you stay motivated and committed to the path you've chosen. Self-talk for goal setting fosters a sense of empowerment as it reinforces that you are in control of your choices and direction. When you take ownership of your goals by regularly articulating them, you create a sense of agency and purpose. Statements like, "I have the power to create positive change in my life," or "I am committed to making choices that align with my vision," strengthen your belief in your own abilities and potential. This self-assured mindset makes it easier to stay disciplined, even when the journey gets tough, because you recognize that every decision and action is contributing to the life you want to build. Using self-talk to set intentions and goals is a way of taking charge of your life with clarity, focus, and resilience. By consciously affirming your priorities, breaking down your goals into achievable steps, and keeping yourself accountable, you create a structured path that leads to growth and fulfillment. Self-talk transforms goal setting from a daunting task into an empowering practice, reminding you daily that you have the power and discipline to shape your own journey. Lesson 7. Develop a gratitude-based dialogue. Practicing gratitude through self-talk is one of the most transformative ways to foster a positive outlook on life. When you actively integrate gratitude into your inner dialogue, you create a mental environment that emphasizes abundance, resilience, and appreciation. This gratitude-based self-talk encourages you to focus on what is going well, reminding you of the good in your life, even during challenging times. With regular practice, this habit can become a source of inner peace and contentment, grounding you in a mindset of thankfulness that enhances your overall well-being. A gratitude-based dialogue begins by acknowledging even the simplest blessings in your life. Each day, as you go about your activities, take a moment to mentally thank yourself and the world around you. For example, you might say, "I'm grateful for my health today," or "I'm thankful for the friends who support me." By regularly reminding yourself of what you appreciate, you begin to shift your focus away from what's lacking or stressful and instead toward what's enriching your life. This shift not only elevates your mood, but also helps you maintain perspective, as it reinforces that, despite life's challenges, there is always something to be grateful for. Gratitude-based self-talk can also help you build resilience in difficult times. When facing challenges, it's easy to get caught up in negative thoughts or to feel overwhelmed by what's going wrong. However, integrating gratitude into your self-talk can help you approach these situations with a more balanced outlook. For instance, if you're dealing with a tough work deadline, you might say, "I'm grateful for this opportunity to learn and grow," or "This challenge is difficult, but it's teaching me valuable skills." By framing adversity as a learning experience, gratitude-based self-talk allows you to stay grounded and resilient, even in the face of obstacles. One powerful technique for cultivating a gratitude-based dialogue is to end each day by reflecting on what went well. Before you go to sleep, take a moment to think about 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big or life-changing. Even small moments of joy or kindness count. This practice can sound like, "I'm grateful for the peaceful walk I took," or "I'm thankful for the help I received today." By ending your day with gratitude-focused self-talk, you reinforce positive memories and carry a sense of contentment into your rest. Over time, this habit creates a strong mental foundation that focuses on positivity, even in the midst of daily stresses. Gratitude-based self-talk also fosters a greater sense of self-acceptance and compassion. By appreciating yourself for your efforts and achievements, you develop a deeper respect and kindness toward yourself. Instead of focusing solely on what you could have done better, try saying things like, "I'm proud of myself for trying my best," or "I'm grateful for my perseverance today." This self-acknowledgement encourages self-love, helping you to view yourself as deserving of kindness, not only from others, but also from yourself. Another significant benefit of gratitude-based dialogue is that it deepens your sense of connection with the world around you. When you actively practice gratitude, you become more aware of the kindness and support you receive from others, whether it's a simple smile from a stranger, a helping hand from a friend, or guidance from a mentor. By saying to yourself, "I'm grateful for the support I receive," or "I appreciate the people in my life," you cultivate a sense of belonging and connection that enriches your relationships. This, in turn, strengthens your social bonds and creates a positive cycle where you're more likely to offer gratitude and kindness in return. Gratitude-based self-talk also empowers you to take a proactive role in creating joy and fulfillment in your life. When you focus on what you're thankful for, you are more likely to seek out positive experiences and invest time in activities that bring you joy. For instance, if you find yourself saying, "I'm grateful for the peace I feel when I read," this self-talk may encourage you to carve out more time for reading, knowing that it enhances your well-being. By using gratitude as a guide, you start making choices that align with your values and bring more positivity into your life. Gratitude-based self-talk helps you stay present, fostering mindfulness by encouraging you to appreciate each moment as it unfolds. Instead of constantly focusing on the future or dwelling on the past, gratitude helps you to anchor your thoughts in the here and now. This practice might sound like, "I'm thankful for this moment to rest," or "I appreciate the beauty of this morning." By finding small things to be grateful for in each moment, you build a habit of mindfulness that helps you live more fully and intentionally. Developing a gratitude-based dialogue is a powerful practice that transforms your self-talk into a source of positivity, resilience, and fulfillment. By regularly acknowledging what you're grateful for, you create a mindset that appreciates life's gifts, fosters self-compassion, and deepens your connection with others. This gratitude-centered approach not only enhances your daily experiences, but also builds a lasting foundation for a life filled with joy and appreciation. Through gratitude-based self-talk, you become more attuned to the beauty of each day, making gratitude an ever-present companion on your journey. Lesson 8. Become your own accountability partner. Being accountable to yourself is one of the most powerful ways to achieve your goals and maintain consistency in your actions. While external accountability, like having a mentor, coach, or friend to keep you on track, is valuable, self-accountability taps into an inner discipline that helps you stay committed even when no one is watching. When you practice self-talk that reinforces your responsibilities and goals, you build a system of internal support, ensuring that you follow through on your commitments and take ownership of your progress. The process of self-accountability begins with setting clear intentions and reminding yourself of the why behind your actions. Each morning you can use self-talk to reaffirm your priorities for the day, saying something like, "Today I'm committed to making progress on my goals," or "I'm choosing to focus on my health and well-being." By actively setting intentions, you mentally prepare yourself to stay on course, even when distractions or challenges arise. This approach fosters a mindset of responsibility, where you recognize that your actions are directly tied to the outcomes you want to achieve. A significant part of becoming your own accountability partner is learning to check in with yourself regularly. Throughout the day, ask yourself questions like, "Am I using my time effectively?" or "Am I making choices that align with my goals?" These check-ins serve as gentle reminders to stay focused and avoid drifting into habits that don't support your objectives. They also give you a moment to recalibrate if you find yourself off track. For example, if you catch yourself procrastinating, you can say, "I'll give this my attention now because it's important for my growth." These regular self-assessments build a habit of mindfulness, helping you make intentional decisions in real time. Holding yourself accountable also means learning to face moments of weakness or lapses without self-criticism. When you slip up, it's easy to fall into negative self-talk, telling yourself, "I failed again," or "I can't stick to anything." However, constructive self-accountability involves approaching these moments with self-compassion and resilience. Instead of harsh criticism, try saying, "I didn't meet my goal today, but I can adjust and improve tomorrow." This supportive yet firm self-talk allows you to acknowledge areas for improvement without letting guilt or frustration discourage you. By focusing on solutions rather than mistakes, you reinforce a growth-oriented mindset that encourages persistence. Setting measurable milestones and celebrating small wins is another crucial aspect of self-accountability. By recognizing each step forward, no matter how small, you reinforce the habit of showing up for yourself. For instance, if you're working toward a fitness goal, you might say, "I'm proud of myself for completing my workout today," or "I committed to my goal and I followed through." This positive reinforcement not only boosts your confidence, but also builds momentum, making it easier to stay motivated and consistent over the long term. Celebrating small successes reminds you that progress is a journey and that each effort you make contributes to the bigger picture. Self-talk as an accountability tool can also help you stay adaptable and resilient. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes circumstances make it difficult to stick to your plans. Instead of letting unforeseen events completely derail you, use self-talk to reframe setbacks as opportunities for flexibility. For instance, if a project at work takes longer than expected, you might say, "This didn't go as planned, but I can adjust my timeline and keep moving forward." This approach reinforces the idea that setbacks are part of the process and that accountability includes adapting to changing circumstances without losing sight of your goals. Another powerful aspect of self-accountability is the ability to reflect on your progress and learn from each experience. At the end of each week or month, take a moment to assess how well you've honored your commitments. Self-reflective questions like, "What went well and what can I improve?" or "Did my actions align with my goals?" help you gain valuable insights into your habits and patterns. This kind of reflective self-talk allows you to celebrate your accomplishments while identifying areas for growth, encouraging continuous improvement and personal development. Becoming your own accountability partner through self-talk empowers you to take control of your life with confidence and discipline. By setting clear intentions, checking in with yourself, celebrating your progress, and learning from setbacks, you create an internal system of support that keeps you on track even when motivation wavers. Self-accountability is about recognizing that you are responsible for your actions and that each choice you make brings you closer or further from the life you envision. Cultivating self-accountability through supportive self-talk reinforces a sense of personal responsibility, resilience, and self-respect. This inner dialogue encourages you to honor your commitments and recognize that you have the power to create positive change. By becoming your own accountability partner, you not only develop discipline and focus, but also foster a deeper connection with yourself, one that is grounded in trust, self-respect, and an unwavering commitment to your goals. Lesson 9. Make self-care your top priority. Self-care is not just about occasional relaxation or treating yourself. It's a commitment to nurturing your mental, emotional, and physical well-being consistently. When self-care becomes a central part of your life, it strengthens your resilience, boosts your energy, and enhances your overall happiness. Through supportive self-talk, you can make self-care a priority, recognizing it as essential to your ability to thrive and show up fully in all areas of your life. One of the most impactful ways to incorporate self-care into your routine is by using self-talk to remind yourself of its importance. Instead of viewing self-care as optional or a reward, affirm it as necessary for your health and growth. For example, you might say, "Taking time for myself is essential," or "I deserve to rest and recharge." This shift in mindset transforms self-care from something you should do into something you must do, a non-negotiable part of maintaining your well-being. Self-talk can also help you identify what kind of self-care you need in the moment. Self-care isn't one-size-fits-all. It can vary from physical activity and mindfulness practices to simply taking a break when you're overwhelmed. By checking in with yourself regularly, you can tailor self-care to meet your current needs. For instance, you might ask yourself, "What would make me feel restored today?" Or, "Do I need rest, activity, or connection right now?" This approach helps you to stay in tune with yourself, ensuring that your self-care is both intentional and effective. Making self-care a priority through self-talk also involves setting boundaries. Many people struggle to prioritize their needs due to the demands of work, family, or social obligations. However, by using self-talk to reinforce your boundaries, you protect your time and energy. For example, saying, "I have the right to say no when I'm overwhelmed," or "My well-being is worth protecting," empowers you to set limits without guilt. These affirmations remind you that caring for yourself is not selfish, but rather essential to maintaining balance and avoiding burnout. Self-care also encompasses the practice of self-compassion. In moments when you feel stressed, overextended, or uncertain, self-compassionate self-talk allows you to give yourself grace. Rather than pushing yourself relentlessly, acknowledge your efforts and allow yourself rest. Statements like, "I'm doing my best and that's enough," or "I deserve kindness from myself," help you to approach self-care with a nurturing attitude. This mindset reinforces the idea that self-care is a form of self-love, fostering a more compassionate relationship with yourself. Another key aspect of prioritizing self-care is acknowledging the long-term benefits it brings to your life. Self-care isn't just a temporary boost. It's an investment in your overall well-being and ability to face life's challenges. Through self-talk, remind yourself of this perspective, saying things like, "Taking care of myself now will help me stay strong and focused later," or "My self-care supports my ability to help others." This broader view helps you see self-care as a valuable part of your daily routine rather than an indulgence, giving it lasting significance in your life. Self-talk also helps you overcome guilt that can sometimes accompany self-care, especially if you're accustomed to putting others' needs before your own. Many people feel that time spent on self-care is time taken away from other responsibilities. To counteract this guilt, use self-talk that reaffirms the importance of caring for yourself. Remind yourself, "I can't pour from an empty cup," or "Caring for myself allows me to better support those around me." These reminders validate your need for self-care and empower you to honor it without second-guessing. Making self-care a priority through self-talk also involves celebrating the small acts of self-care you practice each day. Whether it's getting enough sleep, eating nourishing foods, or taking time for reflection, acknowledging these actions reinforces their value. Saying to yourself, "I'm proud of myself for prioritizing my well-being today," or "These small acts make a big difference," encourages consistency and helps you stay committed to self-care in the long run. This positive reinforcement creates a cycle where you're more likely to continue prioritizing self-care because you recognize its importance in your life. Making self-care your top priority through self-talk is about valuing yourself enough to ensure your needs are met consistently. By affirming the importance of self-care, setting boundaries, practicing self-compassion, and celebrating your efforts, you create a lifestyle that supports and sustains you. Self-care is a foundation that allows you to show up fully, face challenges with resilience, and live a balanced and fulfilling life. Through mindful, supportive self-talk, you give yourself the permission, space, and care you need to thrive. Lesson 10. Harness the transformative power of gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces for cultivating happiness, resilience, and a positive outlook on life. When practiced consistently, gratitude has the ability to shift your perspective, helping you focus on what you have rather than what you lack. Through intentional self-talk that emphasizes gratitude, you can transform even ordinary moments into sources of joy and peace, creating a mindset that enhances every aspect of your life. One of the most effective ways to harness gratitude is by beginning each day with a simple affirmation. As you start your morning, try saying to yourself, "I am grateful for this new day and all the possibilities it holds." By intentionally framing your day with gratitude, you create a mental foundation that helps you approach challenges and opportunities alike with a sense of positivity and curiosity. This small ritual not only lifts your spirits, but also sets a tone of appreciation that can guide you throughout the day. Gratitude-based self-talk can also help you navigate difficult situations by shifting your focus from what's going wrong to what you can learn or appreciate. For example, if you're going through a challenging time at work, you might say, "This situation is tough, but I'm grateful for the chance to grow stronger and learn from it." By framing adversity through gratitude, you create space for resilience, allowing you to handle difficulties without being consumed by frustration or negativity. This mindset helps you see setbacks as temporary and encourages you to find value in each experience, regardless of the outcome. Another powerful way to cultivate gratitude through self-talk is to practice reflective gratitude at the end of each day. As you wind down, take a moment to reflect on 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how small they may seem. For example, you might say, "I'm grateful for the kindness I experienced today," or "I'm thankful for the chance to relax this evening." Ending your day with gratitude-focused self-talk not only reinforces positive memories, but also fosters a sense of peace, allowing you to rest with a heart full of appreciation. Over time, this practice deepens your ability to notice and savor the good moments in life, making gratitude a natural part of your mindset. Self-talk that centers on gratitude also helps you build deeper connections with others. By regularly reminding yourself of the kindness, support, or joy others bring into your life, you foster a sense of appreciation for the relationships around you. For instance, saying to yourself, "I am grateful for the support my friends and family give me," helps you feel more connected and encourages you to reciprocate this appreciation. This not only strengthens your relationships, but also creates a cycle of positivity, where expressing gratitude makes you more likely to experience kindness and support in return. Additionally, gratitude-based self-talk can encourage you to live more fully in the present moment. When you focus on what you're thankful for right now, you naturally become more mindful and engaged with your surroundings. For example, if you're enjoying a cup of coffee, you might say, "I'm grateful for this moment of peace and the warmth of this coffee." This simple practice turns ordinary experiences into opportunities for joy, helping you find meaning in the little moments that might otherwise go unnoticed. Gratitude-focused self-talk can also enhance your sense of self-worth and inner peace. By regularly acknowledging the good within yourself, you begin to build a stronger, more positive self-image. Try saying, "I am grateful for my strengths and the progress I've made," or "I appreciate the effort I put into my goals." This self-recognition reminds you that you are worthy of appreciation and encourages you to value yourself, not just for your achievements, but for who you are at your core. In times of stress, gratitude-based self-talk can serve as an anchor, helping you remain grounded and calm. When you're feeling overwhelmed, take a deep breath and focus on something you're grateful for in that moment, such as your health, a supportive friend, or a recent accomplishment. This shift in focus can help reduce stress by reminding you of the abundance in your life, even in moments of difficulty. Statements like, "I am grateful for my strength and the support around me," bring a sense of stability and reassurance, helping you approach challenges from a place of peace rather than anxiety. Practicing gratitude consistently through self-talk nurtures a sense of abundance and joy that extends far beyond yourself. When you focus on what you appreciate, you're less likely to feel envious or discontent with what others have. This mindset fosters contentment, allowing you to feel fulfilled and at peace with your own life. By saying, "I am grateful for all that I have and all that I am becoming. You acknowledge the richness of your own journey, creating an inner sense of completeness and happiness that is independent of external circumstances. Harnessing the power of gratitude through self-talk is a transformative practice that shapes your perspective, relationships, and overall well-being. By starting and ending each day with gratitude, reframing challenges, appreciating the present moment, and recognizing your own worth, you cultivate a mindset that sees life as a gift. Gratitude-focused self-talk doesn't just make you feel happier, it builds a resilient, joyful outlook that empowers you to live fully, appreciate deeply, and embrace each day with an open heart. Lesson 10. Harness the transformative power of gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces for cultivating happiness, resilience, and a positive outlook on life. When practiced consistently, gratitude has the ability to shift your perspective, helping you focus on what you have rather than what you lack. Through intentional self-talk that emphasizes gratitude, you can transform even ordinary moments into sources of joy and peace, creating a mindset that enhances every aspect of your life. One of the most effective ways to harness gratitude is by beginning each day with a simple affirmation. As you start your morning, try saying to yourself, "I am grateful for this new day and all the possibilities it holds." By intentionally framing your day with gratitude, you create a mental foundation that helps you approach challenges and opportunities alike with a sense of positivity and curiosity. This small ritual not only lifts your spirits, but also sets a tone of appreciation that can guide you throughout the day. Gratitude-based self-talk can also help you navigate difficult situations by shifting your focus from what's going wrong to what you can learn or appreciate. For example, if you're going through a challenging time at work, you might say, "This situation is tough, but I'm grateful for the chance to grow stronger and learn from it." By framing adversity through gratitude, you create space for resilience, allowing you to handle difficulties without being consumed by frustration or negativity. This mindset helps you see setbacks as temporary and encourages you to find value in each experience, regardless of the outcome. Another powerful way to cultivate gratitude through self-talk is to practice reflective gratitude at the end of each day. As you wind down, take a moment to reflect on 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how small they may seem. For example, you might say, "I'm grateful for the kindness I experienced today," or "I'm thankful for the chance to relax this evening." Ending your day with gratitude-focused self-talk not only reinforces positive memories, but also fosters a sense of peace, allowing you to rest with a heart full of appreciation. Over time, this practice deepens your ability to notice and savor the good moments in life, making gratitude a natural part of your mindset. Self-talk that centers on gratitude also helps you build deeper connections with others. By regularly reminding yourself of the kindness, support, or joy others bring into your life, you foster a sense of appreciation for the relationships around you. For instance, saying to yourself, "I am grateful for the support my friends and family give me," helps you feel more connected and encourages you to reciprocate this appreciation. This not only strengthens your relationships, but also creates a cycle of positivity, where expressing gratitude makes you more likely to experience kindness and support in return. Gratitude-based self-talk can encourage you to live more fully in the present moment. When you focus on what you're thankful for right now, you naturally become more mindful and engaged with your surroundings. For example, if you're enjoying a cup of coffee, you might say, "I'm grateful for this moment of peace and the warmth of this coffee." This simple practice turns ordinary experiences into opportunities for joy, helping you find meaning in the little moments that might otherwise go unnoticed. Gratitude-focused self-talk can also enhance your sense of self-worth and inner peace. By regularly acknowledging the good within yourself, you begin to build a stronger, more positive self-image. Try saying, "I am grateful for my strengths and the progress I've made," or "I appreciate the effort I put into my goals." This self-recognition reminds you that you are worthy of appreciation and encourages you to value yourself, not just for your achievements, but for who you are at your core. In times of stress, gratitude-based self-talk can serve as an anchor, helping you remain grounded and calm. When you're feeling overwhelmed, take a deep breath and focus on something you're grateful for in that moment, such as your health, a supportive friend, or a recent accomplishment. This shift in focus can help reduce stress by reminding you of the abundance in your life, even in moments of difficulty. Statements like, "I am grateful for my strength and the support around me," bring a sense of stability and reassurance, helping you approach challenges from a place of peace rather than anxiety. Practicing gratitude consistently through self-talk nurtures a sense of abundance and joy that extends far beyond yourself. When you focus on what you appreciate, you're less likely to feel envious or discontent with what others have. This mindset fosters contentment, allowing you to feel fulfilled and at peace with your own life. By saying, "I am grateful for all that I have and all that I am becoming," you acknowledge the richness of your own journey, creating an inner sense of completeness and happiness that is independent of external circumstances. Harnessing the power of gratitude through self-talk is a transformative practice that shapes your perspective, relationships, and overall well-being. By starting and ending each day with gratitude, reframing challenges, appreciating the present moment, and recognizing your own worth, you cultivate a mindset that sees life as a gift. Gratitude-focused self-talk doesn't just make you feel happier, it builds a resilient, joyful outlook that empowers you to live fully, appreciate deeply, and embrace each day with an open heart. Lesson 11. Emotion is temporary, let it pass. Our emotions can sometimes feel all-consuming, especially in intense moments of anger, sadness, or frustration. Yet one of the most empowering truths about emotions is that they are temporary. They come and go like waves. By practicing mindful self-talk, you can learn to observe your emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. When you remind yourself that emotions are passing states, you create mental space to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, allowing you to navigate life with greater calm and clarity. The first step in managing your emotions through self-talk is to recognize and acknowledge what you're feeling. Rather than resisting or ignoring your emotions, embrace them with acceptance. You might say to yourself, "I'm feeling really angry right now, and that's okay," or "I'm sad, and it's a natural response to what I'm going through." This kind of self-talk validates your experience, reminding you that all emotions are normal and part of being human. Acceptance helps prevent you from bottling up your feelings, making it easier to move through them in a healthy way. Self-talk can also serve as a grounding tool to help you remember that your emotions don't define you. In moments of intense feeling, it's easy to think, "I am angry, I am anxious," or "I am sad." However, by reframing this self-talk to "I am experiencing anger," or "I am feeling sadness right now," you create a bit of distance between yourself and the emotion. This subtle shift reminds you that emotions are just temporary states passing through you. They don't define your core self. This mindset can make a big difference, giving you the power to observe the emotion without letting it take control. When you're in the grip of strong emotions, it's also helpful to use self-talk to focus on the impermanence of these feelings. For example, you might say, "This feeling will pass," or "This emotion is temporary, like a wave that will soon fade." By focusing on the fleeting nature of emotions, you prevent yourself from getting trapped in them, which can reduce the intensity of the experience. This perspective encourages patience, allowing you to simply sit with your feelings without judgment, knowing they won't last forever. Mindful self-talk can also help you explore the cause of your emotions, leading to greater self-awareness. Instead of pushing an emotion aside or trying to distract yourself, take a moment to ask, "What's causing this feeling?" or "What can I learn from this emotion?" This type of self-talk encourages curiosity rather than resistance, helping you uncover any underlying thoughts, beliefs, or triggers that contributed to the emotion. For instance, if you're feeling anxious, this exploration might reveal that a certain thought pattern is amplifying your worry. By identifying the root of the emotion, you empower yourself to address it more effectively. Another powerful technique is to use self-talk to focus on breathing and calming practices when you're feeling overwhelmed. For example, you might say, "I'm going to take a few deep breaths to help calm my mind," or "I can focus on my breath to stay centered." This kind of self-talk shifts your focus away from the emotion and toward a calming action, allowing you to regain a sense of control and composure. As you practice these breathing exercises, you may find that the intensity of the emotion lessens, helping you approach the situation with a clearer mind. Self-talk can encourage you to practice self-compassion when dealing with difficult emotions. Instead of judging yourself for feeling a certain way, offer yourself kindness by saying, "It's okay to feel this way," or "I'm giving myself permission to experience this emotion." This approach prevents you from adding a layer of guilt or shame on top of the original emotion, making it easier to process. Self-compassionate self-talk allows you to move through emotions with patience and understanding, creating a safe space within yourself to experience and release difficult feelings. When you remind yourself that emotions are temporary, you also become more resilient in the face of future challenges. You start to understand that, no matter how intense a feeling may be, you have the inner strength to sit with it until it passes. This builds emotional resilience, reinforcing your belief in your ability to handle whatever life throws your way. Saying to yourself, "I've been through this before, and I got through it," or "I am stronger than this emotion," cultivates a sense of inner stability that helps you feel grounded even in difficult times. Recognizing the temporary nature of emotions through mindful self-talk is a powerful way to handle life's ups and downs. By accepting your feelings, observing them without judgment, exploring their root causes, and practicing self-compassion, you can learn to navigate emotions with greater ease and resilience. Emotions are an essential part of the human experience, but they don't have to control you. When you remind yourself that emotions are temporary and will pass, you empower yourself to respond calmly, helping you face life's challenges with a steady mind and open heart. Lesson 12. Turn insults into opportunities. One of the most challenging yet empowering shifts in mindset is learning to transform insults, criticisms, or hurtful comments into opportunities for growth. Instead of letting negative words or judgments damage your self-esteem, you can use self-talk to reframe these moments as valuable lessons in resilience, self-awareness, and personal strength. By choosing to see insults as opportunities, you gain control over how you respond, turning potentially harmful encounters into moments of self-reflection and empowerment. The first step in transforming insults into opportunities is to separate yourself from the emotion triggered by the words. Hurtful comments often provoke feelings of anger, sadness, or insecurity, which can cloud your response. By practicing mindful self-talk, you can create space to observe your emotions without reacting impulsively. When faced with an insult, try saying to yourself, "I feel hurt, and that's okay, but this comment does not define me." This kind of self-talk reminds you that your worth is not determined by others' opinions, helping you maintain perspective and avoid internalizing negative comments. Self-talk can also help you turn insults into moments of self-reflection, allowing you to assess whether there is any truth or lesson within the criticism. Not all hurtful words are grounded in reality, but sometimes feedback, even if harshly delivered, can offer insight into areas for improvement. For example, if someone criticizes your work, instead of reacting defensively, you might ask yourself, "Is there something I can learn here?" Or, "Is there a way I can use this feedback to improve?" By approaching insults with curiosity rather than defensiveness, you gain control over the situation and can choose to extract any helpful information without letting the negativity impact your self-worth. Another powerful technique is to use self-talk to reaffirm your strengths and values in the face of criticism. Insults often target areas where we feel insecure, so taking a moment to remind yourself of your strengths can be incredibly grounding. For instance, if someone attacks your intelligence or skills, counter that with self-talk such as, "I am committed to learning and growing every day," or "I know my worth and I bring value in my own unique way." This type of self-talk reinforces your sense of self and reminds you that other people's opinions don't define you. When insults arise, self-talk can also help you practice empathy, allowing you to see beyond the words and understand the source of the criticism. Often, hurtful comments stem from the other person's own insecurities, frustrations, or misunderstandings. Saying to yourself, "This person's words may reflect their own struggles rather than my value," helps you avoid personalizing the insult. By cultivating empathy, you maintain your emotional composure and avoid becoming reactive, which not only protects your peace of mind, but also reinforces your emotional resilience. Self-talk can guide you in setting boundaries when dealing with consistently negative people. If you find yourself facing regular criticism from someone, remind yourself, "I have the right to protect my peace," or "I can choose who I allow to impact my self-worth." This self-talk empowers you to set limits and distance yourself from people who don't contribute positively to your life. Boundaries are essential for maintaining emotional health, and supportive self-talk helps you uphold them without guilt. Self-talk can also encourage you to use insults as motivation to become even stronger. When someone doubts your abilities or belittles your goals, let it fuel your drive to prove them wrong. Not out of spite, but out of a desire to grow and succeed on your own terms. Statements like, "I'll use this as motivation to achieve my goals," or "I'm committed to succeeding regardless of others' opinions," can transform negativity into a source of strength and determination. This approach allows you to turn external criticism into internal motivation, redirecting any hurt or frustration toward constructive action. Another powerful self-talk strategy is to practice gratitude for the opportunity to learn from difficult interactions. It might feel counterintuitive, but when you say, "I'm grateful for this chance to grow stronger and practice resilience," you actively shift your perspective. Rather than feeling victimized, you become empowered by the experience. This gratitude-focused self-talk helps you see insults as part of your journey, making it easier to detach from the negativity and maintain a sense of peace. Turning insults into opportunities can deepen your self-confidence over time. By consistently choosing how to respond rather than reacting, you reinforce your sense of control over your emotions and self-worth. You become more grounded in who you are, less vulnerable to outside opinions, and more focused on your own growth and happiness. Statements like, "I am stronger than others" words, or "I choose to define my worth," help you internalize this resilience, building an inner strength that is unshakable. Learning to turn insults into opportunities is a powerful way to take control of your emotional well-being. Through supportive self-talk, you can separate yourself from the hurt, seek valuable lessons, set boundaries, and build resilience in the face of criticism. By transforming negativity into moments of growth, you not only protect your self-esteem, but also cultivate a mindset that thrives on challenges, making you stronger, wiser, and more self-assured with each experience. Lesson 13. Master the art of acceptance. Acceptance is a powerful tool that allows us to embrace life as it is, rather than resisting or struggling against the inevitable ups and downs. When you practice acceptance, you create an inner sense of peace, freeing yourself from the frustration that comes with trying to control things that are beyond your influence. Mastering the art of acceptance through self-talk is about learning to acknowledge reality, make peace with it, and use that acceptance as a foundation to move forward with resilience and grace. The first step in practicing acceptance is acknowledging what you're feeling or experiencing without resistance or judgment. It's common for people to fight against negative emotions, thinking that they shouldn't feel a certain way, or to deny the reality of a challenging situation. However, denying reality often only intensifies suffering. When you engage in supportive self-talk, you begin to acknowledge your emotions as they are, saying, "This is how I feel right now, and that's okay," or "This situation is not what I wanted, but it is what I have to work with." Accepting what is happening in the present moment can be liberating, as it allows you to shift from resistance to understanding. Acceptance also involves understanding that there are many things in life you cannot change, and that's perfectly okay. Many people struggle because they want everything to align perfectly with their expectations. When things go wrong, it's easy to fall into frustration or despair, thinking, "Why did this happen?" or "This shouldn't be this way." Instead, use self-talk to remind yourself, "I cannot control everything, and that's part of life," or "There are things I can't change, but I can choose how to respond." By acknowledging that some situations are beyond your control, you free yourself from the mental exhaustion of trying to fight against what cannot be changed. Another key aspect of acceptance is letting go of unrealistic expectations, whether they're about yourself, others, or life in general. Expectations can be powerful motivators, but they can also create disappointment when they're not met. Self-talk can help you release rigid expectations, allowing you to be more adaptable. For example, instead of saying, "Things should have gone exactly as I planned," try reframing it as, "Things didn't go as planned, and that's okay. I can adapt and move forward." This kind of self-talk reduces the pressure you put on yourself and helps you stay open to different possibilities, making it easier to accept and navigate life's unpredictability. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It's about recognizing reality as it is so that you can take constructive action from a place of clarity. Self-talk can help you distinguish between what you can change and what you can't. For instance, when facing a challenge, you might say, "I accept that this situation is difficult, but I can still take steps to improve it," or "I can't change what has happened, but I can change my attitude moving forward." This approach allows you to channel your energy into areas where you can make a difference, rather than wasting it on things you cannot control. Using self-talk to practice acceptance also helps you release the burden of regret or guilt over past mistakes. Often, people get stuck replaying situations they wish they could change, leading to a cycle of regret. Acceptance means acknowledging that the past is unchangeable, but that you can learn from it and grow. Instead of thinking, "I wish I hadn't done that," practice saying, I accept what happened and I'm choosing to learn from it. This type of self-talk helps you move forward with a sense of self-compassion rather than being weighed down by guilt. Self-talk can also help you practice acceptance of others. People are not always going to behave in ways that align with your expectations, and trying to change others often leads to frustration. When someone disappoints or hurts you, use self-talk to remind yourself, I cannot control others' actions, but I can control my response. Or, I accept this person for who they are, even if I don't agree with their behavior. Acceptance of others doesn't mean condoning negative actions. It simply means letting go of the need for them to change in order to find peace for yourself. Another powerful aspect of mastering acceptance through self-talk is embracing change. Life is in constant flux, and resisting change often leads to suffering. Practice telling yourself, change is a natural part of life, or I can adapt to whatever comes my way. By using self-talk to normalize change, you build flexibility and resilience, making it easier to flow with the shifts and transitions that life brings. Acceptance of change allows you to focus on what you can create and build in the present moment, rather than clinging to what is no longer there. Acceptance also involves practicing gratitude for what is, even when circumstances aren't ideal. By using gratitude-based self-talk, such as, I may be struggling right now, but I am grateful for the lessons I'm learning, you begin to find meaning in your experiences, even the difficult ones. This mindset not only fosters acceptance, but also allows you to see the value in each moment, transforming challenges into opportunities for growth. Mastering the art of acceptance is about using self-talk to acknowledge reality, release resistance, and find peace within yourself, regardless of what is happening externally. It means letting go of unrealistic expectations, embracing change, and understanding that you are not defined by circumstances, but by how you respond to them. By practicing acceptance through supportive self-talk, you cultivate a resilient mindset that allows you to navigate life's challenges with grace and calmness, ultimately leading to greater inner peace and fulfillment. Lesson 14. Find strength in detachment. Detachment is a powerful concept that allows you to remain centered and unshaken, regardless of what happens around you. When you practice detachment, you learn to observe situations, emotions, and outcomes without becoming overly attached to them, enabling you to maintain a sense of peace and inner strength. This practice doesn't mean being indifferent or disconnected from life. Rather, it's about releasing the need to control everything and understanding that your sense of well-being doesn't depend on external circumstances. Through intentional self-talk, you can cultivate the strength to detach from unhealthy attachments, helping you stay balanced and focused on what truly matters. One of the key principles of detachment is recognizing that you cannot control everything, and that's okay. Self-talk can help you internalize this understanding, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed by uncertainty. You might say to yourself, I can't control every outcome, and that's perfectly fine. Or, I trust that things will unfold as they are meant to. This kind of self-talk helps you let go of the illusion of control, releasing anxiety and worry. By embracing the unpredictability of life, you free yourself from the mental strain of trying to force things to go your way, finding peace in knowing that some things are simply beyond your influence. Detachment also involves recognizing the difference between healthy attachment and unhealthy attachment. It's natural to care about the people and goals in your life, but when attachment turns into an obsession or dependence, it can lead to suffering. Through self-talk, you can begin to recognize where attachment has become excessive. For instance, you might say, I care deeply about this person, but I don't need their approval to feel worthy. Or, this goal is important to me, but my happiness doesn't depend solely on achieving it. These affirmations remind you that your sense of self-worth and peace of mind shouldn't be contingent upon anything external. Practicing detachment through self-talk also involves letting go of the need for specific outcomes. Many people experience stress and disappointment when things don't go exactly as planned, but detachment means embracing whatever comes without clinging to expectations. When you find yourself fixating on a particular result, use self-talk to remind yourself, "I'm putting in my best effort, but I release my attachment to the outcome," or, "No matter how this turns out, I will still be okay." By releasing attachment to outcomes, you allow yourself to be open to different possibilities, reducing the likelihood of disappointment and creating a sense of freedom. Another important aspect of detachment is learning to observe emotions without becoming consumed by them. Emotions are a natural response to life's experiences, but when you become overly attached to an emotion, whether it's anger, fear, or even happiness, you can lose your balance. Self-talk can help you create some distance between yourself and your emotions. For example, when you're feeling overwhelmed, you might say, "I am experiencing this emotion, but it does not define me," or "This feeling will pass, and I am still in control of my actions." By recognizing emotions as temporary experiences, you detach from the need to hold on to them, allowing them to come and go without disrupting your sense of peace. Detachment also involves letting go of other people's opinions and actions. It's easy to become attached to the need for validation or approval from others, but this often leads to unnecessary stress and disappointment. Through supportive self-talk, remind yourself, "I am not defined by others' opinions," or "I release the need for approval. I am enough as I am." This type of detachment empowers you to live authentically, making decisions based on your values rather than seeking constant validation. It frees you from the emotional ups and downs that come with relying on external approval, allowing you to maintain a stable sense of self-worth. Self-talk can also guide you in detaching from the past and the future, helping you stay present. Many people find themselves attached to past regrets or future worries, which can prevent them from fully experiencing the present moment. When you find yourself ruminating on the past or anxious about the future, use self-talk to bring yourself back to the present. Say to yourself, "I release what I cannot change about the past," or "The future is uncertain, and I trust that I will handle whatever comes my way." This detachment from time-related anxieties helps you stay focused on what you can do right now, creating a sense of calm and mindfulness. Detachment can also strengthen your relationships by reducing the pressure you put on others to meet your needs. When you're overly attached to someone fulfilling your expectations, it can create tension and disappointment. Self-talk can help you release these expectations and embrace the people in your life as they are. For example, you might say, "I love this person, but I do not need them to act a certain way for me to be happy," or "I allow others the freedom to be themselves." This form of detachment helps you foster healthier, more loving relationships because you're not placing unrealistic demands on others for your own emotional fulfillment. Another key to practicing detachment is understanding that you are inherently whole and complete, regardless of what you achieve or possess. Society often encourages attachment to material possessions, status, or achievements as measures of self-worth. Self-talk can help you break free from these attachments by reminding yourself, "My worth is not determined by what I own or achieve," or "I am enough just as I am." This detachment from external symbols of success fosters a deeper sense of inner peace, allowing you to find contentment within rather than constantly seeking it outside yourself. Finding strength in detachment is about realizing that you are not your emotions, possessions, relationships, or achievements. Through mindful self-talk, You can let go of the need to control every outcome, release unrealistic expectations, and detach from the opinions of others. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you care deeply without letting external factors determine your sense of well-being. By cultivating detachment, you empower yourself to live with greater peace, resilience, and freedom, allowing you to fully engage with life while maintaining a strong, unshakable center. Lesson 15. Develop resilience through acceptance of suffering. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from life's challenges, to keep moving forward even when faced with hardship. One of the most powerful ways to build resilience is by accepting that suffering is a natural part of life. When you stop resisting pain and instead learn to work through it, you cultivate a deep sense of strength that allows you to navigate whatever life throws your way. By using supportive self-talk to accept and process suffering, you can transform difficult experiences into opportunities for growth and self-discovery. The first step in developing resilience through acceptance of suffering is acknowledging that pain is part of the human experience. Everyone encounters difficulties, setbacks, and losses at some point. Self-talk can help you normalize these experiences, reducing the tendency to feel isolated or overwhelmed by them. Try saying to yourself, "Everyone experiences hardship. I am not alone," or "This suffering is a part of my journey, and it will help me grow stronger." By accepting that suffering is a shared experience, you can begin to see it not as a personal failure, but as a universal part of life, which makes it easier to face with courage. Self-talk can also help you let go of the need to avoid or suppress pain. Many people struggle with resilience because they resist feeling discomfort or try to numb their pain. However, avoiding suffering only prolongs the healing process. Instead, use self-talk to face your emotions head-on. Say to yourself, "I am feeling pain, and it's okay to feel this way," or "I can allow myself to feel this without judgment." By accepting your pain rather than resisting it, you allow yourself to move through the emotions, which is an essential part of the healing process. This acceptance helps you process your feelings in a healthy way, ultimately leading to greater emotional resilience. Acceptance of suffering also involves viewing pain as a teacher rather than as an enemy. Every challenge you face offers valuable lessons that can help you grow. Use self-talk to reframe your suffering as an opportunity for learning, saying things like, "This hardship is teaching me something important," or "I can learn from this experience and become stronger." This mindset helps you approach suffering with curiosity rather than fear, transforming it into a stepping stone toward personal development. By seeing pain as an opportunity for growth, you gain a sense of purpose that makes it easier to endure tough times. Another key aspect of resilience through acceptance is recognizing that suffering is temporary. No matter how intense your pain feels in the moment, it will eventually pass. Self-talk can help you hold on to this perspective, even in the midst of hardship. Say to yourself, "This pain is real, but it will not last forever," or "I've been through difficult times before, and I've come out the other side." Reminding yourself of the temporary nature of suffering can provide comfort and hope, helping you stay grounded and focused on the fact that better days are ahead. This perspective fosters resilience by preventing you from feeling trapped by your pain. Practicing self-compassion is also crucial for developing resilience. During times of suffering, it's easy to fall into self-blame or harsh criticism, thinking you should be stronger or shouldn't be feeling pain. However, self-compassionate self-talk can help you respond to suffering with kindness and patience. Instead of berating yourself, try saying, "I'm doing the best I can in this situation," or "It's okay to struggle. I am worthy of love and care." By treating yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a friend, you create a supportive inner environment that helps you navigate suffering with more ease and grace. Self-talk can also help you stay focused on the small steps you can take to move forward, even in difficult times. Resilience isn't about ignoring pain or pretending everything is fine. It's about continuing to take action, no matter how small, even when things are tough. When you're feeling overwhelmed, remind yourself, I can take this one step at a time, or I don't have to solve everything today. I just need to keep moving forward. This kind of self-talk helps you break down overwhelming situations into manageable pieces, making it easier to keep going rather than giving up. Another important part of building resilience through acceptance is finding meaning in your suffering. Many of life's greatest lessons come from the challenges we face, and finding meaning in your pain can provide a sense of purpose that makes it easier to endure. Use self-talk to remind yourself, there is meaning in this experience, even if I can't see it yet, or this struggle is helping me become the person I'm meant to be. By framing your suffering in this way, you can transform it from something that feels senseless or unfair into a source of growth and strength. Acceptance of suffering also means understanding that resilience doesn't require you to be invincible. It's okay to have moments of vulnerability, to need help, or to take time to heal. Self-talk can help you embrace your humanity, saying, I'm allowed to feel weak sometimes, or seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. This acceptance of your own vulnerability makes resilience sustainable, as it allows you to honor your needs without feeling like you have to carry everything alone. Self-talk can help you celebrate your resilience and recognize the strength you've developed through suffering. It's important to acknowledge the progress you make, even if it feels small. Say to yourself, I am proud of myself for how far I've come, or I am stronger because of what I've been through. Celebrating your resilience reinforces the belief that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way, providing a sense of confidence that can help you face future challenges with courage. Developing resilience through acceptance of suffering is about embracing the reality of pain and using supportive self-talk to navigate it with strength and grace. By acknowledging suffering as a natural part of life, allowing yourself to feel your emotions, finding meaning in difficult experiences, and practicing self-compassion, you can transform pain into a source of growth and empowerment. Acceptance doesn't eliminate suffering, but it helps you move through it in a way that builds resilience, enabling you to emerge from life's challenges stronger, wiser, and more connected to your inner strength. Lesson 16. Live in harmony with your core values and principles. Living in harmony with your core values and principles is about staying true to who you are, regardless of what life throws at you. It means aligning your actions, decisions, and thoughts with the things that matter most to you. When you make choices that are consistent with your deepest values, you create a life of integrity and fulfillment. By using self-talk to stay anchored to your values, you develop a strong sense of purpose and inner peace, even when faced with challenges or pressures. The first step in living according to your values is to clearly identify what those values are. Many people go through life without really knowing what matters most to them, which can make it difficult to make decisions or stay grounded in challenging situations. Use self-talk to reflect on and articulate your values. What is truly important to me, or what kind of person do I want to be? This kind of self-reflection helps you identify core values such as honesty, kindness, growth, or compassion, and gives you a clearer sense of direction in your life. Once you have identified your values, self-talk can help you use them as a guide for decision-making. When faced with a tough choice, ask yourself, does this align with my core values, or am Am I making this decision out of fear, or does it reflect who I want to be? These questions can help you stay true to your principles, even when external circumstances or pressures make it difficult. For instance, if you value honesty but are tempted to tell a lie to avoid a difficult situation, reminding yourself, I value honesty and I choose to act in line with that value, can give you the courage to make a difficult but authentic choice. Living in alignment with your values also involves consistency between your actions and beliefs. When your behavior matches your principles, you build self-respect and a sense of personal integrity. Self-talk can help you stay consistent by reminding you of your values throughout the day. For example, if you value kindness, you might say to yourself, how can I bring more kindness into this situation? Or, I choose to respond with empathy because that aligns with who I want to be. This kind of self-talk helps keep your values at the forefront of your mind, allowing you to incorporate them into your daily actions, whether in small gestures or big decisions. It's important to recognize that living according to your values isn't always easy. Sometimes it means making sacrifices or facing difficult challenges. You might have to stand up for what you believe in, even when it's unpopular, or take the harder road because it aligns with your principles. Self-talk can provide the encouragement you need during these times. Remind yourself, I am staying true to myself, even though this is difficult, or I am willing to face this challenge because my values are worth it. By reinforcing the importance of your values, you strengthen your ability to stick to them, even when it's not the easy choice. Living in harmony with your values also means being aware of when you stray from them and using those moments as opportunities for growth. No one is perfect, and there will be times when you make decisions that don't align with your core beliefs. Instead of harshly criticizing yourself, use self-talk to reflect and learn. I didn't act in line with my values today, but I recognize that, and I can do better next time. This compassionate approach allows you to grow from your mistakes, rather than becoming discouraged or giving up. It helps you see setbacks as opportunities for realignment and growth, keeping you committed to your path. Another way self-talk can support living by your values is by helping you resist external pressures and influences. There will always be people or circumstances that try to pull you away from your principles, whether it's pressure from peers, societal expectations, or fear of judgment. When faced with these influences, self-talk can act as a powerful anchor. Tell yourself, I am in control of my choices, and I choose to live by my values. Or, I don't need others' approval, I need to stay true to myself. This kind of self-talk reinforces your autonomy and reminds you that your worth comes from within, not from conforming to others' expectations. Living by your values also fosters a sense of fulfillment and purpose. When you align your actions with what truly matters to you, life feels more meaningful. Use self-talk to acknowledge and appreciate the times you live in alignment with your values. Say, I am proud of myself for staying true to what I believe in, or living by my values brings me a sense of peace. By celebrating these moments, you reinforce the positive impact of living authentically, which encourages you to continue making values-driven choices. Self-talk can also guide you in prioritizing your time and energy based on your values. In today's busy world, it's easy to get caught up in activities or obligations that don't truly reflect what's most important to you. Regularly remind yourself, am I spending my time in a way that aligns with my values? Or, I choose to invest my energy in the things that matter most to me. This kind of self-talk helps you stay focused on what's truly meaningful, rather than getting distracted by things that don't contribute to your overall sense of fulfillment. Living in harmony with your core values and principles is about creating a life of integrity, one where your actions reflect your beliefs and your choices are aligned with your sense of purpose. By using self-talk to identify your values, guide your decisions, resist external pressures, and learn from setbacks, you create a strong foundation for an authentic life. Living by your values might not always be the easiest path, but it is the most rewarding one, leading to a deep sense of fulfillment and inner peace. Through self-talk, you remind yourself that staying true to who you are is the most powerful way to live, no matter the challenges that come your way. Lesson 17. Keep moving forward. Despite fear. Fear is a natural part of the human experience, and it often emerges when we face new challenges or uncertainties. Fear can protect us, but it can also hold us back from growth and fulfillment. Learning to move forward despite fear is crucial for achieving your goals and living the life you truly want. By using self-talk to address and manage fear, you can take courageous steps even when fear is present, allowing you to keep progressing toward your dreams. The first step in moving forward, despite fear, is acknowledging that fear is normal. Many people believe that experiencing fear is a sign of weakness, which can make them feel ashamed or hesitant to confront it. However, fear is a natural response to anything unfamiliar or challenging, and everyone experiences it at some point. Use supportive self-talk to normalize your fear. It's okay to feel scared. This is part of the process. Or, fear is a sign that I'm stepping out of my comfort zone and growing. This type of self-talk helps you accept fear as part of the journey rather than something to avoid. One powerful way to manage fear is to name it. When fear arises, identify what it is that you're afraid of. For example, you might be afraid of failure, rejection, or making a mistake. By naming your fear, you bring it into the light rather than letting it grow in the shadows. Use self-talk to clearly state what you're feeling. I'm afraid of failing, or I feel nervous about what others will think. Acknowledging your fear with words helps diminish its power and allows you to confront it more directly. Once you've identified your fear, use self-talk to challenge the validity of that fear. Often, fear is fueled by irrational thoughts or assumptions about what might happen. Ask yourself, is this fear based on reality? Or, what's the worst that could happen, and how would I handle it? This type of questioning helps you put your fear into perspective, allowing you to see that it might not be as overwhelming or insurmountable as it initially seemed. For example, if you fear failure, you might realize that even if you don't succeed, you'll still learn and grow from the experience, which makes the fear more manageable. Self-talk can also help you reframe fear as excitement. Physiologically, the sensations of fear and excitement are quite similar: racing heart, increased energy, heightened focus. By using self-talk to reframe fear, you can turn the nervous energy into something positive. For example, instead of saying, "I'm terrified of giving this presentation," reframe it as, "I'm excited about the opportunity to share my ideas." This shift in perspective doesn't eliminate fear, but it allows you to approach the situation with a more constructive mindset, which can help reduce anxiety and improve your performance. Another key to moving forward despite fear is to break down your goals into smaller, more manageable steps. When you're facing a daunting challenge, fear often arises from the feeling of being overwhelmed. Use self-talk to remind yourself that you don't need to accomplish everything all at once. Say, "I can take this one small step at a time," or "I don't need to have it all figured out right now." Breaking down your goal into smaller steps not only makes it more achievable, but also helps you build confidence as you make incremental progress. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory over fear. Self-talk can also be used to remind yourself of past times when you've faced fear and succeeded. Fear often makes us forget our past achievements and strengths, leading us to doubt our ability to handle challenges. Use affirmations like, "I've faced fear before and I got through it," or "I am stronger than I think." Reminding yourself of past successes helps build confidence and reinforces the belief that you are capable of overcoming fear. By drawing on your own history of resilience, you can find the courage to keep moving forward. Visualizing success is another powerful way to address fear and build confidence. Use self-talk to guide yourself through visualization exercises. "I see myself succeeding," or "I am visualizing a positive outcome." When you picture yourself overcoming the challenge, you start to replace fearful thoughts with images of success. This helps reduce anxiety and creates a mental blueprint for how you want to handle the situation, making it easier to act despite fear. When fear arises, it's also helpful to focus on your why. Remind yourself of the reasons behind your actions, the goals you're pursuing, or the impact you want to make. Self-talk can help you stay motivated. "I'm doing this because it's important to me," or "the growth I will experience is worth facing this fear." Connecting your actions to a greater purpose makes it easier to move past fear because you understand that what you're striving for is bigger than the temporary discomfort of fear. It gives you a reason to persevere, even when the path feels uncertain. Practicing self-compassion is crucial for moving forward despite fear. You might not always get it right, and that's okay. Fear of failure or making mistakes can sometimes paralyze us, but self-compassionate self-talk can help you stay grounded. Remind yourself it's okay to feel afraid, and it's okay if things don't go perfectly, or "mistakes are part of learning, and I am allowed to make them." By approaching fear with kindness and understanding, you create a supportive inner environment that encourages you to take risks without the fear of harsh self-judgment. Keeping moving forward despite fear is about acknowledging fear without letting it control your actions. Through mindful self-talk, you can normalize fear, identify its source, challenge irrational thoughts, reframe fear as excitement, and remind yourself of your strengths and motivations. Breaking goals into smaller steps and practicing self-compassion also help make fear more manageable. Moving forward, despite fear, is not about being fearless. It's about acting in spite of fear, embracing the discomfort, and knowing that each step you take brings you closer to your goals and strengthens your resilience. With practice, you'll find that fear loses its power, and your ability to move forward grows stronger. Throughout this journey of self-discovery and personal growth, we have explored the immense power of talking to yourself, embracing your own inner dialogue, and transforming it into your greatest ally. The ability to harness supportive self-talk is like unlocking a superpower that lies within each of us. It helps us navigate challenges, overcome fear, cultivate resilience, and lead lives that are more intentional, peaceful, and fulfilled. At the core of these lessons is the understanding that the relationship you build with yourself is one of the most important relationships you will ever have. By embracing self-talk as a powerful tool, you cultivate the inner strength needed to move through life with clarity and confidence. Whether it's developing resilience by accepting suffering, finding peace through detachment, or staying true to your core values, each lesson offers a way to grow and thrive in the face of adversity. Self-talk is not just about cheering yourself on, it's about holding yourself accountable, celebrating your victories, and offering compassion during setbacks. You have the ability to turn challenges into opportunities, transform fear into motivation, and replace self-doubt with belief. By reframing negative thoughts, setting clear intentions, and practicing gratitude, you create a supportive and nurturing internal environment that fosters growth and self-acceptance. Living in alignment with your core values, mastering acceptance, and recognizing the temporary nature of emotions all help you build an unshakable foundation that can withstand life's uncertainties. Ultimately, your greatest ally is you. You are the one who knows your strengths, your dreams, and your fears. You are the one who can provide the support, motivation, and guidance you need every day. By being intentional about your inner dialogue, you empower yourself to face whatever life throws at you with resilience and courage. You learn to love yourself not for what you achieve or what others think, but for who you are at your core, a person who is capable, worthy, and deserving of all the goodness life has to offer. As you move forward, remember that self-talk is an ongoing practice. It requires patience, commitment, and a willingness to grow. But with each step you take, you build a stronger foundation within yourself, one that will carry you through both the triumphs and trials of life. Embrace the power of talking to yourself. Trust in your ability to grow, adapt, and overcome. You are your greatest ally, and with that knowledge, there is nothing you cannot achieve.